have to ensure as far as possible we are not biased. I think data is going to be biased because data comes from the society and society is biased.
I mean, India is all about not the India we are seeing around us, but also about our villages and towns, the real Bharat, as we say.
I think this was evolutionary for us, and when I heard data is the new oil.
One of the R that always gives them sleepless nights is funding and finance.
So I think someone has to start. If one person has to start, it's hard for me to believe two people can have the same vision.
Hi everyone, welcome to Startup Speakeasy 2.0, KPMG India's focus platform to talk to the founders of India's emerging giants and directly hear from them about their passion, their journey, and their inspiration. I am honored to have our Ankush Sabharwal, founder and CEO of CoRover.ai, very well known for its product BharatGPT, with us today. From a small town in Jammu and Kashmir to building one of the most impactful AI platforms in the country, it's been a wonderful journey of vision, resilience, and inspiration. Please welcome Ankush Sabharwal with us as we unpack the story behind BharatGPT and the challenges in building deep tech ecosystem in India and what do we see ahead in age of AI. Thank you. So Ankush, let's start with the big one. What was the real drive behind this entire idea? Was this like a late night epiphany or maybe more of a corporate brainstorming session or just some intuition to say that let's go and build a sovereign AI for India?
I think this was evolutionary for us, and when I heard data is the new oil, but I say data is not the finished oil, data is a crude oil, right? And when in India, we produce data by just living life, right? We are talking, producing data. People are producing data by just living life. Enterprises are also generating a lot of data. And India, by the virtue of population, already has a lot of data. I think I would still say it's a crude oil as analogy. So we have so much data. Then why should we let this data go out of the country? And then we buy that data in the form of information. So yes, we cannot help with the oil. We have to buy oil because we don't have crude oil here, but we have the crude data here. We should have refineries also here so that we generate the information and get benefited. So I think with this mindset, and since we started this 2016, we already were in this AI, to be precise, conversational AI. We had already seen more than 1 billion users using our AI agents, assistants. We had a lot of Indian conversational data. Then we thought, why not? When the whole world is doing, so we should also have something for India. And I think we were right, and we could see good adoption of BharatGPT here in India.
Perfect. I like the analogy about the data and the refineries. So let me ask you something. Is it difficult to build that refinery, the technology, or is it difficult to build the team to get around it and believe in that vision that you have? So walk us through your journey as a founder.
Yeah. So I think you asked two questions. One is about the team and the second is the refinery. I think let me tell you about the team first. I think people say to build a company or build a startup, you need to have the right team. I differ a bit. If you have the right purpose, what you are going to achieve, what problem you're going to solve, so people would join you, right? So if you wait and say, hey, let me have first team and then I'll come up with an idea, then I think it'll take a lot of time to even start. So I think someone has to start. If one person has to start, it's hard for me to believe two people can have the same vision. And then you are joining hands. If that happens, maybe God sent pair of co-founders. But I think you see some problem to solve, you start, and then of course then you talk about it, and then like-minded people would join you, of course from different functions, so that we can build the right team to build the right product. So the team would come when you have chosen a right purpose. So building refinery, I think it's very easy now. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. See, I don't want to reinvent Java. Say, when the Java was invented or created maybe from Sun Microsystem, from James. So most of the world, including India, we did not question, hey, let us build Java++, right? So I think we all did right thing. We say, hey, Java is there, let's solve the problems, right? So then Java we have seen in washing machines, embedded systems, and we have seen a lot of open systems. Earlier all were closed systems in the mainframe in the C days, right? A lot of open systems started coming up. And we could see the IT revolution happen with the technologies like Java. And then everyone started learning Java and everyone started becoming the developers, right? So now I think now we have a choice to use the existing AI systems, refineries, right? And then see with your data, with your situation, your problem, how you create the solution, or you question everything and take again a decade to create the parallel technology, and then after that you start solving the problem. So I think we try to think like, if the technology is there, let's use it, solve the problem first, and then optimize. Then you see, hey, we are able to solve the problem. Now, so can we now change or improve or replace the base technology? So if the mindset is to solve the problem, I think it's easy. If you have to become the inventor, then it's tough. So we have to make a choice. We can still be deep tech by not doing invention. And there's no need to do invention when inventions are already being created, open source. I think we have a lot of problems in the world, and the enterprises have a lot of problems. So if we use the existing technology, add your flavor to it, add your experience, add your tech, add your data, and we'll be able to create the solutions faster.
This is brilliant. So I love the vision, and I think the vision is what draws people towards an organization. And in this case, that vision was yours. So give us a little bit more context about how that vision came into being. You've started from a small town, Rajouri, in Jammu and Kashmir, and now all the way to building one of the most prominent AI companies in India. Tell us a little bit more about your vision. How did that vision come into being?
Thank you for naming Rajouri. I think the first time this is coming in any podcast. Yes, my place of birth is Rajouri, Jammu and Kashmir. It's a border district. I was there till I think around my 8th standard, and then came to Jammu. See, I always wanted to solve problems. So I was not of the view to find the ideas, right? So people usually I think about the ideas, right? So I think since my childhood I used to see the problems. I used to note down the problems which are worthwhile to solve, and of course with the business viability. So I have been doing that since my childhood, continued doing that during my education, during my job. I had around, I think, 15 years of experience working corporate before starting CoRover. So yeah, so I think then I became a startup kind of entrepreneur, a startup founder, once I had the resources, had the wisdom to really go ahead and really solve for the world. And your question about how did I come up with this idea, right? So though I had a lot of problems to solve in my notebook, but this was not that one of those problems which I have been thinking since childhood. So this has come while working in the corporate. See, I started my career with Wipro Technologies. Through Wipro Technologies, I was working in a bank in the US. I worked in the US. It's Ohio, Cleveland based bank. I always aspired to work in, because Wipro was a service company, right? We used to work for the clients. I worked there for 4.5 years. I was thinking, we are working for another company. I want to join that kind of company now, right? So then I joined a company which was kind of Wipro's client. So so I joined the company. So that company was a UK-based company. So there, they used to claim top 100 banks of the world, they are using their software. One or the other software of that fintech company was used by top 100 banks of the world. And but they did not have any customer in India. So then there was a parallel fintech company here in India as well, the core banking solution. 80% of the banks, they are still using that product in India. And then I joined that company and we were building internet banking solution. My team was building internet banking solution. I joined there as a senior developer and became architect and manager and program manager and so on. So, so our product was being used by hundreds of banks. Then I started asking question to myself, say banks. So if 100 banks are using the same software which we are building, and what is the innovation there? Why certain bank is number 1, number 2, number 3? Maybe they have a unique functional product. Then I thought, no, they are a bank. They have a saving account, current account, fixed deposit. That time sweeping, we used to call it as account concentration. So now it's very common as a sweeping. So most of the banks, if you see in India also, so they have the same products, right? Whatever comes from RBI and the other regulators. So there is no differentiation on the functional product, no differentiation on the technical product. Then what is keeping or what is making a certain bank number 1, number 2, number 3? Then I answered myself, of course, talking to a lot of people and reading a lot and maybe some of my own intuition. Like, I think it's more of how you care about your customers, right? How do customers perceive you? And that would happen probably by better user customer engagement, better experience. Then I thought, let's build a layer or let's solve for say companies to help their consumers so that they can actually provide the better service in terms of customer support, even before kind of sales and during sales and after sales support. Because say we started around 2016, and 2016, if you remember, social media penetration was happening and companies were saying, hey, you reached out to us through Facebook, so Twitter and Instagram and all the channels, right? So I'm not sure whether that was the right choice or not. So because of that, and even consumers were increasing, not just the population was increasing. So because of, again, internet adoption, thanks to Jio in India, so everyone started having a lot of smartphone and internet. So everyone, it became so easy for the consumers to reach out to even to the CEO of the company, right? Earlier it was so difficult. If you remember, in India there was sites like mouthshut.com, right? There were intermediaries to reach out to your service provider, right? Now it's so easy. You can reach out to the CEO, reach out to the company. And it became the nightmare for the companies to really provide service, to really answer to those consumers. So then we thought it's really difficult to automate it because every consumer would have different problem. But then when we did survey, it was not the case. Most of the consumers had the similar feedback, similar problem, similar queries. Right? So then we saw 20% is different. 80% of the queries are problems which people have are same, irrespective of the sector, irrespective of which company it is. Then we thought it's so easy. AI was already there and NLP was already getting kind of automated intent classification, entity extraction, and people were already coming up with virtual assistant chatbots. But none of the implementations were right. I think I'm not exaggerating it. Zero AI implementations were right? So we thought it's a real problem. Companies want some kind of automation to kind of reply to those consumers because most of them are same, and technology is kind of there, but it's not done right. So then we thought it's a real problem. Now to see how to solve it. So we found out why the technology companies are not able to solve this, because it looks so simple to solve. Then we saw there are two kind of companies in this AI assistant. One was the platform companies, like most of the companies, Microsoft had their platform. I think Microsoft Lewis, IBM had Watson, Amazon had Lex, and there was some open source also like Rasa. So they were just providing the tech. They were not using the AI chatbot created from the platform.
That's right.
It was so funny. It was like, it's so easy to create a chatbot on the website, and that website did not have the chatbot. Right? I used to tell everyone and say, we walk the talk. Yeah. Whether even I'm not saying our chatbot works 100%, but it's there. Right? We will improve. So then there were service companies like system integrators. They were using these platforms and creating the solution from them. And when it doesn't work, whose fault it is? Platform companies say, no, you didn't add the right use case, the data.
Correct.
And the service companies say, I have added the enough data. The platform is not able to recognize the intent. We thought we'll come up with end-to-end. We will have our own platform. It took 2 years to create the platform. We came up with a word called chatbot as a service. So you pay us only when it works for you.
Wonderful.
No subscription. You just, that's why I think we could get better adoption. So because we were confident what we are building. So we created the platform from scratch. I'm not sure if there are any AI company, especially in this conversational AI, who have their platform in Java. Right? So people start with Python, right? We did with Java because we targeted the large companies and we knew Java. It was easy to take care of the security, scalability. Python was new. We tried. It was slow and we had no proper benchmarking for the security that time. We thought, let's do in Java. We started from scratch. But most of the libraries were in Python, and we had the Python developers who used to innovate in Python easy, and we used to convert the code in Java and then go to production. So we created the platform, and then we even used to implement the solution using our platform for the companies. So that was kind of from where we got the idea and how did we go about building the platform and started giving the solution.
No, what a journey it has been. What a journey it has been from that chatbot to now being used by hundreds of customers in India. In fact, let me then ask you about how did this focus towards India as a market start? I mean, India is all about not the India we are seeing around us, but also about our villages and towns, the real Bharat, as you say. And now we see a lot of focus of your team on that space. So tell us a little bit more about how did you focus and how did you get into that space a little bit more than what we have seen others do?
Yeah. I think there are two things. One is a personal thing. We never wanted to shift out of India. When most of my friends and colleagues, they left India. My wife didn't want to go to the US despite having my name selected in lottery in H1. Earlier there was a lottery, I remember. So one was that. Second is, I'm not doing any favor to India and Indians. There's a huge market, right? And even third part, the raw material for AI is the data, right? As I was saying, no country has more data than India, because maybe the virtue of the population, we are producing data by just living life. So which AI platform has more than 1 billion users? We got 1.3 billion users who have used AI applications created by us. So we could get that because we started in India. We had huge experience, and then we improved our platform and still improving, and we got customers outside India as well. So one is the three things, right? One is we wanted to be in India. Second is data. Third is India is growing. India is growing, and uh, I think if you go to the US, right, if you had been to the US say 10 years ago, and now if you go to the US, would you see any difference? Go to any city, go to the New York, or go to probably San Francisco, or go to maybe Cleveland. I don't see, I don't think we would see the major difference. But here, if when I go to my hometown, say Jammu, I'd see huge difference every 1 year, flyovers after flyovers. Go to any city in India, you would see the lot of development is happening, right? I think the pace at which India is growing, that is also the, I think, one of the highest in the world. So when we are growing, so people need the solutions like AI. We might not be getting paid as we would get, say, in other countries, other developed countries, but in lieu of that, we are getting more experience, and I think we would be even. I think now we started. Anyone has done AI assistant deal of around $1 million? I doubt. Right? We have done that. Right? India is also paying. Right? So not all 1.5 billion people can pay that much, but the enterprises can pay. If you help enterprises solve their problem, see, we actually want to help society, but we are not doing that directly. We are doing through the organizations, because organizations, enterprises are also eventually serving the consumers. So we are helping enterprises solve for their consumers, so that consumers can use their technology in more inclusive way.
Perfect. So just double clicking on the market side. So people say, yes, of course, it's a huge market, but sometimes people also say it is not one market. It's a confluence of many markets fused together. So you have so many different languages. You will have people who are using from iPhones to feature phones, people who have different degree of literacy, access, digital awareness. So it's a market which has many layers to it. So I would like to understand your perspective and how your solution is uniquely designed for this varied demography that we have here.
See, I think because of the various clients we have, say from the top, the travel company in India, to the top payment company in India, to the top securities, right? Almost all top companies or organizations in every sector, most of them are our clients. So because of them, we could actually reach out to every internet user in India. But that's not enough, right? We want to actually reach out to even non-internet user. So we are now providing our AI on telephone. It's a telephony AI. And so that the people, I think in India still around maybe 600 million people still do not have internet and the smartphone. Right? I think around 800 million people have smartphones. So we are still reaching out to them on telephony AI. So inbound or outbound, so they can also interact. So I think let me be a little more philosophical. So see, when India is a young population, why many people are still poor, right? So I think it's because they are not getting the right information. I think Indian government is doing a lot of stuff. There are a lot of policies, schemes. So there are a lot of policies touching every Indian, right? But people are not aware of these benefits. I'll tell you, we got a lot of grants from the government. We got all the possible government benefits, whether it's grant, it's about loans, it's about equity funding. Why? Because we were very, very aware. We kept checking the government websites. Yes, we could read English and Hindi, but there are few people who, because they cannot read Hindi, English, they cannot read, so they do not get the right information, right? But everyone can speak. To speak, the literacy or education is not required. Correct. So if we can get them the information by just speaking, they would get educated while not even going to the school. I'm not saying they should not go to the school, but we are what we are. But so if they get the right information, they'll use that, empower themselves, make the livings. And so I think working with our a lot of clients, we are trying to ensure the people, the mass, so they get access to the technology. So I sometimes say we don't have to democratize AI. Let's not even talk about AI. Only few people should talk about AI. Let's democratize the information. Then you democratize the technology, right? So why only we need to learn Python or say Java or other languages to create AI application? There are also languages. So one person at least know one language, right? Whether it's Marathi, Tamil, or one language. So why we cannot now use natural language to create applications, right? To solve my problem or my society's problem, or maybe if I'm a professional, the problem of maybe the small enterprises. So I think if we democratize the technology that way, everyone, if I come up with a problem, I think about the solution and use my natural language to create the applications and app, and we are doing that. Our platform, so we have AI agents to create AI agents, not just the vibe coding part of it. You actually speak and create the AI agents. So we got more than 50,000 enterprises, developers who have used our platform and created thousands of AI agents. We even have done a world record where around 7,000 AI applications were created in a day. So we partnered with Techno University in Kolkata. So their students have done it. So I'm saying it's just a matter of being aware and trying to solve the problem. I think we all should attach ourselves with one problem. All of us in India, right? One problem I should probably live my whole life with. Probably you can change, pivot the problem in between. But instead of idea, solution, profession, do all of that, but pick up one problem. And then, because see, even if you pick up one product, there are so many external factors, because some competition and the need of the users. But tell me, is there any problem ever which we have solved fully? I think agriculture is the oldest industry we started as a humankind. Have we solved all the problems in agriculture? Right? Some people say I'm a 2x entrepreneur, 3x entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. So which problem we have fully solved it, right? So if you identify yourself with one problem or a purpose, then one product or two products or better product or platform, that would just be the tactical things coming up. So yeah, I think huge opportunity for India.
I fully resonate with you. So the point you mentioned, saying when your why is strong enough, you will figure out the how.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So when your problem statement or goal is ambitious enough and is touching enough lives, you'll figure out. I mean, technology is just an enabler. Could be A or a B or a C, and you will figure out how to get there. So that's actually a very powerful point of view. Thank you for sharing that.
So I think you articulated right. Similarly, my mentor Ajay Chaudhary, co-founder of HCL, even he says A is greater than R. Aspirations are greater than resources. So if we aspire to do something, as you said, the how part, the resources would come.
Yes. And we are well known to figure out how to get
Yeah.
So you spoke a lot about your clients and the use cases, from, I would say, payments to travel. I understand some parts of defense is also using your solutions. What is the most unique or heartwarming use case that you have come across of your application or your solutions?
I think difficult for me to pick up one, because every time we do something and it looks that's the best solution we have ever created, right? So recently we are partner with a company called LMCO. It's a government organization. They are our client. We are working with them. They build artificial limbs. They build artificial limbs in India. So we are working with them, and of course few defense use cases. And one campaign we have done with Perfetti, that's in the public domain, that got viral. So people in the village, they in feature phone, so they could ask any question in fun way and all that in with the feature phone in any language. and Buffetti was just doing it to ensure it's just one step to gamify. People start using AI so that they have a tool to get information and to get educated. We got huge success where the remotest part of the country, they were using AI without they knowing whether it's an AI or not. They were just doing with the feature phone. And we started one campaign, and there is a roadmap to it. So I think what touched my heart was, so even maybe 200, 300 rupees phone user can also use AI without paying subscriptions or without paying for internet, all of that. So a lot of use cases would come up. Think about, say, healthcare and education. So a lot of use cases. It's difficult for me to pick up one because thousands of use cases we have built. So we actually want to enable others to think of. I cannot think of so many problems. We figured out this problem umbrella, and we now have the platform. So that's why I was saying everyone should come up with a problem and use this platform and solve themselves.
Perfect. While I was listening to you, it was occurring to me that the amount of value you are generating for the society, not directly but perhaps indirectly, right, that is much larger. And sometimes our corporate balance sheets capture finance and revenue. They don't capture good karma that you are incurring. So kudos to you and your team for doing that.
Thank you so much, Sushant.
So shifting gears, you spoke about A being bigger than R. And when we talk about startups or innovators in India, one of the R that always gives them sleepless nights is funding and finance. And especially when you are a deep tech startup focusing on AI, which tends to be capital heavy, investment heavy. Help us understand, how did you navigate that journey?
You see, a lot of my investors ask me, you need more funds, and I always dispute, why do we need more funds? See, when you are actually solving a problem, and if you really solve it, people should be ready to pay you, isn't it? See, when we talk to the clients, if you see, most of our clients are large enterprises, so they know their business, they have the real problems. We try to study, understand their problems. Maybe 20-30% we think we know the problem. When we talk to them, they come up with the problems, and then we see how we can solve it. Ideally, we should solve with our platform. If not, we are okay to do professional service and customer success and customize and sometimes even build on top of our platform, right? Many product companies say, hey, we are a product company, I don't want to do any code change, you take it or leave it. We didn't have that mindset, right? So we were thinking to work with the clients, and we'll help them achieve their purpose. Then only they will pay. I don't know why companies now have some budget to implement AI. That should not be the case. So they should have the purpose. They should have their own vision, mission statement, their own KRAs or OKRs. Even when I was working in a corporate, one of the companies, my manager asked me, Ankush, give me your objectives for the appraisal. Earlier, the OKRs were not there. So he asked me, Ankush, give me your objectives for the appraisal. I told him, asked him, Krishna, his name is Krishna Chavarulu. I said, Krishna, can you give me your objectives? Then I'll see if I can do some of them or maybe all of them instead of me thinking and creating my own objectives. So idea was, helping my boss achieve his vision or his KRAs or objectives. And when I saw, and it was so easy for me to define my own objectives out of them. And I think I remember I said, I can do all of it. So, and similarly, when we go to the enterprises, we try to understand their objectives, right? Their purpose, what they want to achieve. And then we see, hey, these are the problems they have. Now, where can we fit in? It's not like, hey, we have the platform, you take it, you tell us where do you want to use it. And this is a platform, you take it or leave it, we are a product company. No. So, of course, we are a product company, but that's not something we go very heavy with the baggage of the client. So even when we were very, very small, even when we were 3-member team, we always used to have 2 sub-teams, teams within our organization. So one is platform focus, the second is the customer focus. The customer focus would not care what is there in the platform. Of course, they know what is the platform, whatever is our vision, but they try to understand the customer, what we want to solve, and then they see, okay, 80% is coming from the platform, or maybe the best case scenario, 100% is coming from the platform, or even 60% is coming from the platform. Then they check with the platform team, hey, can you build this? If they can build it, fine. If they cannot build it, they build it on top of it. So we have extensibility in our platform so that the professional service team can extend it. Sometimes, ideally, that we should be able to forward fit that feature to the platform. Sometimes no, sometimes the requirement is so unique that's only for that customer. We still go ahead and do it because we work with the large enterprises, and all enterprises, even in the same sector, are different. We think if you have sold to one bank, other bank would also take it. No, talk to them, say, hey, this is totally different. Even if for us they are totally same. Because every culture is different, their objectives are different, they are chasing something else, their the metrics are totally different. So we try to understand them, and then we try to give the solution. Of course, taking our platform and customizing it, configuring it for them, and we help them in 3 things to help them make money, right? So now, yes, you see now AI is saying we will not just improve your efficiency, we will not just do this cost saving, will also help you generate revenue. We have been doing that from day one, right? So we help them generate revenue, help them save cost, and also help them with the customer experience part. Sometimes there is no direct saving money and earning money. The customer experience gives more upsell, cross-sell and all that. So yeah, so we are actually helping them directly. And so there we do not need much funds to actually solve the problem for the enterprises, and we are even okay to be paid on value they generate, right? So value-based pricing. Like if someone is doing the test drive booking, say for say automobile company, we get paid when the test drive booking is done. We get paid when the product is sold or a travel ticket is sold using our platform, because we are not just question answer machine. We help our users to end-to-end transaction, including payment, and it's across channels, across languages, and even across format. Means text, people can do text, people can do voice, people can do even, we have very interesting video bot. We can create your interactive digital twin and people can talk to you. Deepfake has come in now. We have been doing that since kind of, I think, long, I think more than around 4 or 5 years. Interactive digital twin. And now we are doing even AI based telephony. So I think if we know the problem for the enterprise and we discuss, hey, this is a solution and this is the benefit you are getting, and we agree this is the pricing we'll do, whether it's value based pricing or sometimes subscription based pricing, or we also do ad based implementation. We don't talk much about it because since we have customers having millions of users, we also monetize through ads. So 3 revenue streams we have. But for every implementation, there is a direct benefit to our enterprises, because we do configuration, customization to cater to their needs.
That is so refreshing to hear. In a world where everybody is chasing funding, you are actually looking at value. And that, I believe, is something that builds connect and sustained relationships with your customer, because it's a win-win that you're creating for yourself and your customers. Let me move to a different aspect. When today's customers are looking for products in the market, they have a wide array of products available. So those are, some of them are large global products, some of them are products which are based out of India, sovereign AI like yours. What are themes that you think they should be considering while deciding the right platform for them, and where does sovereign AI come into picture?
Yeah. See, there are a lot of solutions, and I think most of the solutions which are popular, they are good. right? They are solving one or the other problem. They have their own USP. And even I don't tell our clients or enterprises, hey, we are the best and just use us, don't use any foreign product. No. See, the importance for them is solving their problem. Whether it gets solved with a product from India or from outside, it should not matter to them, right? So we have to be equally competent. When we say, hey, we are equally competent and cheaper probably, and it's in India and secure, then probably we can push. If it's, we cannot blackmail them emotionally to use our product because we are Indian. But our ideal customer profiling in our ICP, our TG is we reach out to those enterprises who care about security. Compliance, regulation, security should be paramount for them. Then we are the right fit. Probably we are the only fit. See, our LLM, of course, is trained in India, hosted in India. Even we have few customers we have even hosted on their premise. So data, it's not like data is not going out of India, data is not going out of enterprise. So now we launched BharatGPT Mini, so that works even on edge. It works even on the air conditioners without internet. So yeah, the small model, why we are able to launch small model? Because we are not saying come and use our model and it will help you solve everything. No. So we have, BharatGPT is not just one model, it's family of models, right? Say we have different parameters based on the need, based on the use case, and we train it sometimes from scratch, sometimes fine tuning based on the use cases and based on the data which we get from the client. So if some companies say, hey, I don't care about the security and I need so much, all the information in the world in one model, we don't have that solution, right? So then probably the model, the popular model globally, they are the right solution. And in fact, we are not even so much biased towards BharatGPT. So in our platform, we have composite AI approach. That means we still use our old conversational AI platform where there is no LLM, no Gen AI. You create your own flows, FAQs, do API integration. If someone is saying what is my account balance, so there is no need of Gen AI. So the problem is the new companies, it's become so easy to create AI solution with Gen AI. So now every query goes to the GPU, right? So since we started very early hard way, we are not throwing that piece of work. See, as I was saying, 80% of the use cases or interactions or intents are same. So then why do I have to be so much innovative with Gen AI capabilities? Gen AI is costly, it hallucinates, but 80% of the use cases, if that can be handled with classic NLP using our platform, why not? So that becomes our first layer. The second layer is the grounded AI, where we generate responses from the content given by our client. So there we use BharatGPT. We also have third layer. If your query or the prompt is not matching with the content in conversational AI, it's not there in your content with grounded AI. So if developer or enterprises, they are okay to let their data be out, they can use any LLM in our platform itself.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so they can use all model in our platform. So in these three layers.
Wonderful. So that in fact really underlines your philosophy, right? So when you said you had 3 people and you had one team focused only on the customer, and that shows the degree of customer obsession and saying that we will figure out the solution for you, but our primary lens is customer, and that's absolutely amazing. While India is a very diverse market and you have actually built it and developed and been successful in India, I understand this is innovate in India, but for the world. So tell us a little about your global footprint and how are you looking at other markets beyond the country?
Yeah. So I think one thing which I'm very proud of our team is we are real people. We show what we have done. We have shown all our vulnerabilities. Everyone can go and talk to everyone, right? So we keep coming to media. Everyone can go and talk to the media. So we always show the right picture. And maybe because of we have picked up the right problem, maybe we have come up with the right solution, the right intent, all the customers, okay, most of the customers, not say first few, now most of the customers are inbound, all the investors are inbound, all the partners are inbound, and the good part is all the international customers, customers outside of India, they are also inbound. That's so surprising, right? So we got a couple of customers from the US, it was inbound. So we got one customer in Europe, and we could close that deal in just weeks' time. We got money in our account in just weeks' time, and they are also using BharatGPT in France. So all inbound. I think the same thing, if you build the right solution for the problem, people would join hands, whether as co-founders or as team members or as investors, clients, and partners.
While you spoke a lot about the value created by AI, oftentimes there is also concern about whether it is being used in an appropriate, responsible, and ethical way. I would like to hear your thoughts on it because you are so closely involved in this entire theme.
I think now ethics is more important now because technically and by the virtue of process, you're dealing with a lot of data when it comes to AI. So I think the process-wise and intention-wise, everything should be right when it comes to handling data, and being ethical is very, very important. I think in this case, being ethical is not just your moral duty and someone is looking at you, God is looking at you. I think this is important to actually be in the business. Sooner or later, people or your clients or the users would come to know if you're not ethical. So we have to be ethical to be actually in the business. So now I think to be ethical and to be responsible about AI, I think a lot of regulations are also coming up, and a lot of draft rules are coming up from the government. But we used to have 4 things in internal policy which we have created, what kind of AI application or AI agents we would create. So 4 things to be responsible in AI system. One was the purpose. The purpose should be right? So it's not like we have the capability to create AI agents and we create anything for any purpose, right? So for us, it's very, very important we or our clients create the AI agent for the right purpose. The second is inclusivity. So we have to ensure as far as possible we are not biased. I think data is going to be biased because data comes from the society and society is biased, right? We whether appreciate or not. So, but we have to do extra measures, maybe with the synthetic data or with the right disclaimer to ensure we are inclusive. The third, which people say AI is not explainable, we don't buy that stuff because you cannot get away with launching some AI application and people are using and they have no idea how to test your solution, and you are saying, no, I don't know. I just trained this model and I'm not able to explain it because AI is not explainable. So we want this AI to be explainable, even if it's not in the LLM side, but as a guardrails or as guardrails of even LLM would give you some answer, right? LLM is probably a kid have studied a lot of stuff, right? LLM will throw up some answer, but to give to the user or not, you can manipulate in the right way or have the guardrail. So it should have the explainability part of it. The fourth, very common, the privacy. So now the privacy is more, I think, important because we are dealing with a lot of data. So these 4 factors, I think, important for us because we work with enterprises and we now provide full stack enterprise AI. So we are not just helping them create AI agents, we are now even helping them create their own language model, small model, large model based on the data they have. The second is we are giving the agentic AI platform to them with ready-made solution to automate pre-sales, sales, and customer support. And with just speaking, they can create more solutions using our platform. Yeah, so it's full stack enterprise AI, and being responsible is the start of our journey with the enterprise.
No, perfect. Thank you. So you mentioned about the tech stack. In the last few months and maybe couple of years, we see a lot of traction and energy towards sovereign AI. Can you share your perspective on why do you think that is and how do you think it will go?
Yeah, thank you for asking this. I think we were the one of the very few, if not the first, to talk about sovereign AI. And now, thanks to the government, if you see Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Minister Rashni Vaishnav sir and Jitin Prasada and Secretary sir as Krishnan sir and Abhishek Singh sir, India AI CEO, I think they are much ahead in thinking about AI. So now even Honorable Prime Minister has recently mentioned the AI should be human-centric and inclusive. And you see our tagline is actually human-centric conversational AI. So we have been using this human-centric. So we have to build AI for the people, and it should be human-centric. I think they have the right intention. They are putting the right funds. They have the right implementation schemes. How they are encouraging Indian innovators in the companies to create sovereign AI platforms, LLMs, SLMs, and the solutions. So which would create impact eventually for India, but currently they are supporting the enterprises and entrepreneurs. I think hats off to Ministry of IT and the leadership team to three things, right? The right intention, right funds, and the right implementation policies.
So absolutely. So we actually do expect many more AI companies to take flight across multiple domains given these enabling policies. Just maybe last question from my side, and I'm sure right now there are a lot of venture capitalists or even startup founders which are out there. If you were to mentor a young founder today or a young company, now that you have walked that path, what would your advice be, especially from a deep tech perspective?
I think I'm not sure whether it would be advised because it's still a long way to go, but it looks like we are on the right path. I think few good things which we have done is partnering with the right clients and the right partners and the right investors. And one other good thing we have done is whoever became our customer, we try to make them as our co-sell, resell partner. I think if we do that, so first is you solve the problem for your client enterprise, and when they solve it, so they anyways trust you. They have anyways use your solution to achieve their purpose. And when they walk the talk, when they sell it with you, it will have a lot of credibility. While we are startup, we are young company, and we are going along with the large enterprises, large enterprise who's your customer and who has already seen the solution from you. And when you convince them and when you make them agree, let's go to the market together, I think that would be win-win-win. I think that's something which we tried and it worked. The second is, again, everyone should solve the real problem which is worth solving. Not the idea came in your mind and it did not exist anywhere and you are building it, or so it should be problem and pressing problem for the society or the businesses to be solved, and then you see how do you solve it. It can be a new problem altogether, or it can be the old problem. You come up with the right solution, better solution at scale. I think more focused to the problem than to the idea.
Perfect. Ankush, it has been wonderful hearing you today. I can see that passion and the vision that drives you, and perhaps that drives the entire team around you. You earlier said, when the why is strong enough, we'll figure out the how. So I can see that clearly in you and how you are so focused about solving your clients' problems and challenges and looking at that first and not the technology. And in the process, you have built a team and technology that is envy of many. So we wish your entire team continued success and may your tribe grow. Thank you.
Means a lot. Thank you so much, Sushant. It was a great time I spent here. I learned a lot from your questions. I really had to introspect, and I'll do more introspection. I would have given you the answers, but a lot more homework has come to my mind to do right things.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the conversation today, but this is not an end, this is actually a beginning. We have heard a lot today from Ankush, and there are many other leaders from India's startup ecosystem that we will be hosting on this platform going forward. So stay tuned for more. Thank you.